Krill are tiny shrimp-like creatures, the diameter of a quarter and the weight of a dime. They're also the staple food for the blue whale and 6 other species, with whales alone eating 2 to 5 tons of krill a day. That's 794 million tons of krill a year. And lately, it seems humans can't get enough of krill either. Krill-related health products and supplements line the shelves. It's the latest and greatest to address heart disease, high blood pressure, strokes, and depression. It's also used for animal feed, aquaculture feed, and bait. For dogs and humans alike, krill oil has suddenly become the holy grail of fish oil and omega-3s. But krill oil for dogs may not be quite the super supplement it seems. In this video, we'll explore why that is and provide a few alternatives you should consider instead. Before we get started, just make sure to click subscribe and hit the little bell icon below so you don't miss any other helpful videos. So, what's behind the popularity of krill oil for dogs in the first place? The main appeal is that krill is lower down the food chain than salmon and other fish high in omega-3 fats. This makes krill less likely to accumulate mercury and other heavy metals, toxins, and pollutants. The krill craze has certainly caught on, and catches have tripled since the 1980s, and they're still growing. But krill populations have dropped by 80%. Let's take a closer look at why krill is disappearing and what it means for you. In 2019, about 440,000 tons of krill were landed. And there are plans to take fishing limits up to 820,000 tons a year. Demand for krill continues to grow about 12% a year for the next 3 years as well. Boats use new technology to vacuum krill from one area, but it ends up sucking up everything in reach and leaving a void where a massive krill existed. This forces sea life into other areas in search of krill. With more competition for food among sea life, some species are going to lose out. In fact, Greenpeace says if there's no krill, most forms of life in the Antarctic will vanish. Entire species won't be able to keep up because they can't find the krill they need. In other words, humanity's new obsession with krill will create further imbalances within the food chain and endanger species that are already scarce. 10 out of 18 species of penguins are already at risk or endangered. So, while your dog needs omega-3 fatty acids in his diet, he doesn't need to get those from krill oil. There are plenty of other great alternatives to krill oil for dogs. In fact, krill oil for dogs is lacking in certain key fats anyways. While it's a reliable source of DHA and EPA, krill oil is low in ETA and GLA, which are also key anti-inflammatory fats. Not only is krill oil not sustainable, it can also still be contaminated with heavy metals, toxins, and pollutants that get passed on to your dog. Heavy demand for krill oil leads to more fishing. More fishing means more boats and higher potential for oil spills, toxicity, and pollution into the Antarctic waters. There are other sustainable alternatives that don't risk starving our sea life and polluting the waters. Green lip mussels, ahi flower oil, hemp seed oil, and sustainably grown phytoplankton are all earth-friendly and rich in the fatty acids your dog needs. These make great alternatives to krill oil for dogs. Green lip mussels are naturally rich in fatty acids. In fact, they contain 90 different fatty acids. But the most abundant is ETA, and a fair bit of EPA. These are 2 important fatty acids that reduce inflammation. Plus, they've got a healthy dose of DHA for brain health. Plus, unlike fish oils, growing and harvesting green lip mussels is ocean friendly, so they're a sustainable source of fatty acids. Hemp seed oil, as the name suggests, is extracted from hemp seeds. It contains a good ratio of 4:1 omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids, and it also helps control inflammation. While hemp seed oil has GLA, you'll need to pair it with a sustainable sea source like green lip mussels for DHA and EPA. Ahi flower oil is a plant oil filled with omega-3s and omega-6s. It's the best omega source over other plant oils. It doesn't overharvest the oceans for its fish and plant life, so it won't damage the ecosystem. With ahi flower oil, you get the omega-6 GLA your dog needs along with another omega-3, SDA. GLA and SDA are both anti-inflammatory. While your dog needs omega-3 in his diet, there are better sources of omega-3 for dogs than krill oil. Let's leave krill for the sea life that need it. Any of the sustainable alternatives I just revealed are much better than krill oil for your dog and the environment. If you have any more questions about krill oil for dogs, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe and visit dogsnaturalmagazine.com for more information.